All right, we're gonna go up there. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, hi guys. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the forest here. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about a tobacco and show you a couple of beautiful places that are not very far from Portland. Just about 25 minutes or so from the metropolitan area. Well, even closer than that if you count the outlying areas of Portland. It's not too far. These two places are, the waterfalls are Multnomah Falls, and now I'm here at a place called Bridal Falls. And yeah, it's in an area where a river goes up through the mountains. It's actually coming down through the mountains towards the ocean. A large river called the Columbia River, and it creates a gorge that goes down through the mountains. So this, right where I am here, is kind of the beginning of the mountains that go east from Portland. And if you saw my last video was on the other side of the gorge where the landscape begins to lose trees, and the mountains, of course, begin to disappear, and it begins to flatten out and turn more into grasslands with just a few trees here and there, but a dramatic change in landscape. So, but I wanted to talk to you about this tobacco, and it's a tobacco by HU. I've done some tobacco trades with quite a few people over the last year or two, and this tobacco comes from Bjorn Rippon in northern Germany. We did a tobacco trade, and he asked me if I was interested in some kind of tobaccos to trade back, and kind of gave him perhaps like a little list of some of my interests. And then this last spring, he went to a tobacco show in Multnomah, which is in the west of Germany. And it's a big tobacco show, pipe show, and he picked up some tobaccos. And this is a new tobacco that just came out in Germany and the EU. At that time, they released it. And so this is one of the tobaccos that he sent me. It's a HU Manyara. Let me show you that. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. And then on this side, it gives you the list of everything that's in it. But I'll read it to you. It's a long list, so you better sit down for this. It says Burley, fire-cured Virginia, Kentucky, Perique, Latakia, Brazil leaf, and some Oriental. So that's a wide variety of tobaccos in here. Pretty much the whole spectrum of tobacco leaf that you can imagine going into a tobacco blend. And that's really what this is it's a bit like a stew. Perhaps if you make a stew and you're putting lots of ingredients in there, and then you're letting it sit all together, it's all going to create this this flavor profile that's gathered all the flavors together and somewhat combined them. Especially the longer you let these sit together, that will happen. Well, this tobacco is a bit like that. Yeah, for sure this hasn't aged much, but when the more ingredients you get into a tobacco, the harder it is to detect each individual flavor profile of that singular tobacco leaf. Well, that said, there are a couple of components in this tobacco that do come out more in the fore. And of course, well, perhaps not of course, but it's pretty known by pipe smokers that Latakia can tend to be, I don't want to say an aggressive leaf, but it really comes out in a tobacco blend, and you really know that it's there. Whenever they put Latakia into a blend, you're going to feel it, you're going to taste it, you're going to smell it. So this tobacco is no different. It definitely has Latakia in it, but true to the combining of so many ingredients, it doesn't overpower. There are times when you can really sense the Latakia, and then there are other times that it's softer and smoother and kind of goes away, and you can taste a bit of the burley, a bit of kind of nuttiness, a little bit of earthiness, and then there's a little bit of spiciness with the perique. I don't think there's very much perique in this because it's not a real strong component. It's really in the background, but there are times as the bowls go down, you can sense a little bit of that spiciness, and the Kentucky you can sense too. But these are all so very subtle because it really combines well into kind of a singular flavor, I guess, with just different parts of the components stretching out just briefly to let you know that they're there. It's a bit like music, I think. If you listen to like a string quartet, you can perhaps pick out the different players and their notes that they're playing. But the more you add to the orchestra, becoming a symphony, the more the sounds blend together, and the more, as they're all playing together, the more you hear them all in symphony together, and the less your ear is being drawn to one part or another as they're all playing together. So it's a bit like that. And this tobacco from HU is from a line that used to be called Foundations of Musico, but now it's been changed to the Africa line. So there's a whole line of these HU tobaccos that are named after places or things, mainly places in Africa, and so they're called the Africa line. And Manyara is a national park in Tanzania, I think, and has many beautiful places, including beautiful waterfalls. And so that was one reason I wanted to come show you these waterfalls here. I thought that would fit pretty well with the idea of a beautiful national park with waterfalls and lakes and rivers and wildlife. So I thought that would fit well here in these beautiful places that are not too far from civilization. Let me show you this tobacco so you have an idea of what it looks like. It's the whole wide range of colors, but it tends a little bit more to the darker side because there's Kentucky and Latakia and fire cured Virginia and Periques, and so those all tend to be a little bit darker than usual. But let me show you what that looks like. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. So it's they say, I think, cut flakes, ribbon cuts. For me, it's a kind of a typical coarse cut, ribbon cut, but there are some small flake pieces where you can see some of the tobaccos were pressed together. Yeah, but it's mostly a pretty fine coarse cut ribbon with some ribbon cut in there. So it packs really well. Yeah, you can just twist it right into your bowl, right into your pipe. There's no problem there. And the humidity is right. You can smoke it right away, right out of the tin. You don't have to dry it. Of course, some people prefer to do that almost no matter what kind of tobacco. So you can dry it some, but I don't think you need to with this. HU makes some really good tobaccos, and I have quite a few that I'm going to be trying. Quite a few I've tried already, but I have some that perhaps I'm going to talk about in the future. We'll see. I never know what the future holds, but I have quite a few good tobaccos from HU, and looking forward to getting into those. Anyways, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the look at the waterfalls here, the parks here. Of course, I couldn't, yeah, for a number of reasons, I couldn't do a video right at the waterfall. For one thing, the waterfalls are so noisy, I don't think you could hear me. And especially at Multnomah Falls, there's so many tourists and so many people that it just wouldn't be fair to them. Yeah, trying to get photos and videos and talking and yeah, and smoking a pipe, yeah, right there amongst them, just wouldn't be right. And there's rangers around, and I don't think they would take it too kindly, someone smoking there. So I didn't want to do that, of course, but I wanted to show you, wanted to give you guys an impression of these beautiful waterfalls. There are many other waterfalls through this area, but I didn't want it to be a 2 or 4 hour presentation of the waterfalls, but wanted to show you guys just those, keeping in mind the Manyara from HU, named after a beautiful national park in Tanzania in Africa. So that's it, guys. Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying some good tobacco and a good pipe, and relaxing somewhere in a beautiful spot. And hope you guys are well. Take care, and we'll talk to you again.